My dear friends, there is a cave upon us once again. The good man Bloopy's here. Nope. Not gonna get that more than twice. To signify that that cave is there, I'm gonna go over here. We're doing some non-cave stuff. Look. Look. It's fine. The project is whatever I feel like it is. Okay, let's go in the cave. I think I remember this cave from the last time I played the game. In fact, I definitely remember this. This completes the set. We'll be able to... I think you met the lady here last time when I did some nonsense, and we're back to get some more nonsense going. This quest feels bad in this video game. Like, it's fun that, like, they did more to it other than just find the things, but, like... I'm somebody that... I'm old enough that I saw them film Ghostbusters 2 in the theaters. And... that's a movie that was at least somewhat on rotation at home. I think. My only enduring memory of that is getting really scared of the slime scene to the extent that as a small child, I did not enjoy the bath. Which is one of those stories that a parent tells you enough that makes it cement in your head, regardless of if there's a memory backing it. Anyway, I don't want to say that Tears of the Kingdom is the Ghostbusters 2 of Breath of the Wild, because I quite like Ghostbusters 2. I think we're digging into some Ghostbusters opinions. That's where this episode is going. But I would say in culture it is thought of as like, well, we're just doing the same movie again, right? That's the example of a sequel that is not accomplishing anything new. You know, Ghostbusters 2 is definitely no Ocean's 12. And I don't want to say, so looping back, I don't want to say that Tears of the Kingdom is the Ghostbusters 2 of Breath of the Wild. Because I think that's way too flattening of a value statement. But this quest is the Ghostbusters 2 of the original version of this quest. I feel pretty strongly about that, I think. And I burned down by being around a... Oh no, it's because I had my heat resistance is dying because I talked too long. Lune is here. Lune? It's definitely not Lune, but I want to say Lune, because that's fun. That is messed up that it died an infant. Okay. We have to recreate a fossil. I wouldn't mind so much if we got a third game, but there needed to have been a more significant time skip. What if this lady's running like a museum in the next instead of Lookout Landing, we should have just been fixing up Hyrule Castle Town. Okay, I'm throwing this out as a hypothesis out loud to see if that sits, but if Lookout Landing had just been you, the player, like, slowly reviving Hyrule Castle Town, well, then I've just invented Soul Blazer, and I love this game. I think that solves a lot of my problems, but I am just saying I would rather be playing Soul... Oh! We got a Korok in a cave, folks. That's a rare treat. Make sure to stencil that in on your game card. Yeah, no, but, games where you do adventure stuff, and as you do the adventure stuff, the hub city improves, is the best video games. The Suikoden 1 and 2 remaster came out, I think, in the time since I've been doing recordings, and I have not had a chance to play it yet. Ooh, for a variety of reasons, but also I did start reading Water Margin, the classic Chinese novel, to see if, like, it informs anything in the video game Suikoden, which is ostensibly based on it. And the answer is no, it doesn't. Suikoden, the video game that I played... When did I play Suikoden? Like 1999? It's like a 1994 PlayStation game. It's like a really weirdly early PlayStation game. I probably played it around 1999. That is a video game where you're in a relatively generic fantasy land, and you are the son of a famous general. And you start working as a soldier, a very privileged soldier. And eventually you realize that, hey, we've been committing atrocities all this time. That seems bad. And so you, famous character Tyr McDowell, become the, like... You fall in line with the rebels and eventually become the leader of the rebels in the one piece of connective tissue, one of the few pieces of connective tissue between the video game and the classic Chinese novel. You assemble a bunch of guys in a castle in the middle of a lake. Though it's a, you know, marsh. Oh, that didn't even come all the way out. Oh, it wants to, though. Gravity, do it. Gravity, do it. Alright, we'll use another bomb. And then you start bringing all these various heroes. Is that a diamond? I can't tell. To your really cool castle in the middle of a lake. And having a place that, between campaigns, I guess I'll call them, but like different like arcs of the story, you go back to your castle, and as you recruit more people, the castle continues to get cooler. And like truly, that's just kind of the coolest thing in video games, is when you are playing a longer video game that features multiple levels or multiple, you know, in this instance it's campaigns or what have you. And as you do that, every time you return to that home base, it gets cooler. That's good video game design. And Tears here kind of does that, because you go back to Lookout Landing, and every time you complete one of the main story branches, a new guy goes there, but it's just like a guy. And that guy doesn't necessarily provide anything but like flavor text, and that's good. I don't want to disincentivize this behavior, but what if this was revitalizing Hyrule Castle Town? Well, this cave is so big it's not rendering properly in the distance. Love that. Love that. We're getting to the point where it's impossible for me to record one of these without trying to do a Tears of the Kingdom, like, fix-it fic. where I'm like, well, Tears of the Kingdom would be better if it did XYZ. Which, like, is fine. This is a self-indulgent thing. I can talk about that stuff. But also, you know, at a certain point, I need new material. You hear about that Nintendo Switch 2? I also heard about it. I know some people who got it for the Mario Kart. The Mario Kart interested me initially, but then I watched people play it and said, you know what, I'm good. They did announce announce is a strong word. They teed up the football. Nintendo teed up a football for me to kick and said, we're definitely not going to pull this away from you by revealing a new Muso game that is supposed to tell the backstory to this video game, Tears of the Kingdom. They've done this to me before. And last time, it did not tell the story of the lead up to Tears of the Kingdom. The video game Age of Calamity is supposed to be the backstory to Breath of the Wild, and it wasn't, because it was an alternate history thing. And they're doing it to me again, and when that game comes out, maybe I'll play that and be fooled when suddenly it doesn't matter. Oh, she's critiquing my work. Okay, that looks better. I mean, I'm assuming it's that way. That's how I would put a ribcage. Oh, now she likes it, though. Even though the tail's upside down? She has some kind of threshold as to, like, how much she feels it's correct. So... what is that video game even called? Star Wars... Zelda Muso 3. They're never gonna make a Star Wars Muso game. They should. They're never gonna do it, though. Swimming through ancient oceans. Oh, I guess that's another thing I could mention is that, yeah, they put this video game here is now enhanced on the Nintendo Switch 2. And I don't have one of those, so I'm not going to use any of those enhancements. I understand that part of it is that you can get the app then that has another bunch of lore buried in it. But I've watched it on YouTube and I'm not impressed. Okay, and she just lives here now. Life really is amazing. She's just so happy. But what if she was happy here and then brought back this cute little fossil to the new museum built in Hyrule Castletown? The true solution to this is I really just need to get back into tabletop. Someday. God, I wish it would happen, but we gotta beat all these caves first. See you next time.